Hey, Warrior Saints, happy Thursday. Father Chris here, and welcome to our Crucifixional live stream. Glad to have you beautiful people in with us. It is time to get some. We've been talking about this week the positive tools to overcome the challenges that we exposed last week. And last Thursday, we exposed the statement about people who are claiming to not want the vaccination, meaning the COVID vaccination, and not wanting to take it and asking for religious exemptions. We know that some people are using religious exemptions just because they have, it's an excuse to get out of it. They don't trust the vaccine or political reasons, whatever it may be. But the question we raised last week was like, if it's really against your deeply religiously held beliefs, and let's say your job or your business rejects your religious exemption, are you willing to stand up and even lose that job because of this truly deeply held religious belief? That was the question we exposed, or we raised last week. And the challenge of it is, like, that's a very easy thing for Father Chris to say on a live stream on Facebook and Gab and YouTube and wherever else we post. I mean, it's easy for me to say it. But when confronted with that, I recognize that is not an easy decision to make, because you're talking about your job, right? And food, because you need money to buy food, and you get money from your job. And so if you have no job, you have no money, and you therefore may have no food. I mean, I get the reality of that. But it's much deeper than that. And as Warrior Saints, we have to look at it much deeper. It's heavy. It's your word is your code. I mean, come on, man. It's who you are. Like, when you say something, that's the only access I have to you. People have said to me before, when they've made some bad decisions, and they say things like, but Father, if only you knew the real me. And I always say to them, BS, there is no real you. The real you is what you give me. Like, I don't have the power to crawl inside your head and examine your thoughts and your minds and your heart. I can't, we don't have that ability. Only thing I have is what you give me. And what you give me, if it's coming out of your mouth, does not align with your words. What does that say? I mean, it says that the real you is false. The real you is cowardly, is not strong, is wishy-washy, whatever you want to say. You have to, your word is you. It's your code, bro. That's who you are. What you say and the actions that you take must align, because otherwise you don't align, right? And this is why, this is what we talk about. We're teasing something now calling honor. What does it mean to be honorable, right? I mean, what is honor? For a man to have honor, I mean, what does that mean? Ultimately, we're going to explore this a little bit later, but ultimately, a man's honor is that when he is recognized and esteemed and respected by others for living according to his code, whatever that may be. And likewise, I'm not telling you to take the vaccine or not take the vaccine. I'm just saying, for those who don't want to take it and are claiming religious exemptions, if you really believe it, what do you do if that religious exemption is rejected? What kind of honor do you have? Do you submit or do you fight? I mean, again, I recognize the complexity of it. I get it. It's not something light, but it's a real question that you've got to ask yourself, because you're striving to be men and men of honor. To be a warrior saint necessarily implies that there's honor in that. And so we're going to explore that. So these are the things that we're looking at, why I want you to join us on the Way of the Warrior Saint when you visit warriorsaints.org. You have the opportunity to subscribe to the Way of the Warrior Saint. This is our database, our library. It's our teaching, the greatest teaching tool that we have. It's the best that we have to give you, and I think it's pretty good, thank God. And in that, we're going to answer that question, or at least explore what is honor and what does it mean to have honor. And when we're faced with uncomfortable, difficult situations, do we follow and live up to that code so that others respect and esteem us because we're men of honor? I mean, these are tough but powerful and important questions, things that will help you become the full expression of who you're supposed to be and really what God intended you to be. So that's why we say, visit warriorsaints.org and join us. You can get our book there, of course. I got our, we worked hard on this book. It's called The Way of the Warrior Saint. It's great. It's been received very well. I'm thankful. You can also join The Way of the Warrior Saint, which is, as we said, it's that library. Get it. Get there and get it. Come on, dude. It's $8, for God's sakes. I mean, don't let it prohibit you. Love you. We'll be back tomorrow to finish out the week on Fabulous Friday. Until then, go get some. Start getting after that honor. How do you do it? You keep walking on the way of the Warrior Saint.